So, a little 2020 year in review for clients who are considering engaging me and for clients who've used me for a portion of my services. I thought I'd share quickly what we've worked on this year with my existing group of clients and let you know what's going on for 2021. So, high level, with quite a few organizations, I help them with their strategic plan in this difficult year of 2020 to be prepared for 2021, which we know, unfortunately, has started off slow with all the public health measures in place. But we know there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel. And we're going to be out of this thing by Q3 at the very latest, if not ramping up by the end of Q1, Q2. So if I can help you build a plan to go and get that business back, I'm happy to do that. And most organizations do their strategic plan in the fall for the following year. But if you haven't done one, we can get on one now. And it's very easily to do virtually with your executive team. So if you don't want to wait till you can get me in person or till your organization's prepared to bring me in, we can do all that work virtually. So strategic planning was a great exercise with quite a few great organizations, and I'm excited to have played a role in getting them set up for their success in 2021 and 2022. Quite a few organizations brought me in for servant leadership. And so if you want to make sure your leaders are prepared to engage your people as they return and really build some momentum and a restart from a leadership perspective, be able to measure results and grow and scale your organization by preparing future leaders and making sure they're coaching your team correctly. My 5 Anchor leadership training was one of the major components of my offering last year. And there's some organizations that are really going to have great leaders in place to attract and retain great talent, grow measurables, and scale their organization. The other big one is sales behavior training. As most of you know from my frequent social media posts, I've been talking a lot about leadership lately, but my functional background is in sales operations and marketing. And so I can come in and give your sales team behavioral training now that will ensure they will make cold calls, warm calls before they ever pick up the phone and have a higher success rate of conversion. Or I can work with your sales team and your marketing team to ensure there's a full business development cycle in place that measures all the behaviors all the way through. So you're investing your money in the right place at the right time because the behaviors are in place to capture that work. So we did a lot of that in 2021. I think a lot of organizations should be looking at that in 2022 because they're going to have to connect with their customers virtually for the first little bit. And my training addresses that. And then, some organizations are bringing me on for executive consulting, which has been great. Like, hey, they're bringing me in for 6 hours a month because they're small in size and they don't have a CEO. And really, at the end of the day, what they want is someone with CEO, president experience to help guide them as they grow and help guide them through this difficult time. And so I've been sitting in as a part-time president for quite a few organizations, which has been great. Lastly, my book is coming out. I think for those of you who follow me on LinkedIn, you've noticed that because I'm posting about it every day, and I apologize as I build awareness. At some point, it will stop because in February the book will be released. I've engaged a PR firm to try and get the word out there, and my book is a little bit about my story and how I've been able to progress and the people that have influenced me. And so, what I want you to do is learn lessons from them. So the book isn't about like Mark Pettipaw. It's about the people and their behaviors that have allowed me to succeed. And then the book is very much a blueprint on servant leadership because what I find is there's a lot of great authors out there that tell you about the science and the philosophy and get you to believe in it and want to perform it, but no one gives you a structure. And believe it or not, once you're prepared to serve, you can put a process in place that you can measure and monitor and ensure everybody's getting the same level of support. And that's based on 5 anchors that I've learned through my career. They are not all my ideas. They are stuff that I've taken and built upon and put them into one program through the experience I've had through some of those great organizations and great leaders. And so that'll be in the book, and the book will be like 100 to 110 pages, and it'll really be a blueprint on how to go and execute that. And the reason I share that is that's what my servant leadership training is built on. You will see a little bit of that in the book. What I do is I come in and I train and facilitate and help people do show me's and work in groups and provide examples. So the book alone won't get you there, but it'll get you started. And the training will cement the behavior so your leaders can go and perform that with their teams. So that's where I'm at. Listen, I know it's a tricky time. like all of you, my business has slowed down. We got off to a great start, but I get it. Like, people are not going to work anymore. We're letting people work from home. But what I challenge you on is I'm here and I can have the same impact virtually with a small enough group. Would I lie to you and say if I've got 40 attendees on a Zoom training, is it going to be as impactful if I'm in the room? Absolutely not. And it can't. I will never oversell you on those services. But if you want to do some servant leadership training with a small group of executives and managers at 10 at less, that can be done via Zoom. If you want to do executive consulting, that can be done via Zoom. If you want to do one-on-one coaching training, that can be done via Zoom. If you want to do strategic planning, those were done via Zoom in most of the organizations in 2020. I'm here, and reach out. And if not, here's what I'm doing while I'm locked down. I'm building content and I'm building the business and I'm scaling. So I'm close to making an announcement with my first partner in Quebec, and she is a senior executive from the consumer products industry, most recently on the food service side with quite a big brand. And she will be managing the Quebec market, but she'll also be managing the US. As I bring on coaches, I'm not going to be selling territories and franchises. They're going to become partners. It's going to look a little bit like a real estate brokerage, if I could express a model. And they're going to have free reign to do business wherever they can because I want to reach as many people as possible. Having said that, I'll still always be doing my own thing as well and reaching clients because it's what I love to do. So you won't see me move to a position of truly a CEO and building content and training these partners to go out and get reach in the field and be completely removed from it. I find that's where CEOs lose control of their business and connectivity to it. So I'll always be out there coaching and I'll always be out there consulting. But yeah, I may be doing, instead of 40 hours a week of that, you may see me be doing 20 to 25. And 15 of it, I'm going to have to manage my team because what I want to make sure is that same experience is table stakes. Like when you get someone that's one of my partners, you get me, and we're on the same page and we have the same passion. But that's what's going on. If you want some support, reach out. Now's the time. Start up pretty rapid in February with 2 clients. If you got some thoughts on February, let me know. But March, come on in. And if you want to squeeze something in January, it's the time as well. Meanwhile, I'll be building the business and building more content to bring to you. I hope you all have a safe start to the new year. Listen, I know this is tough to hear, but we're almost there. There is that light at the tunnel. Vaccinations are going into arms slowly at first, but it seems like, it's getting together and it's ramping up. We are going to go back to normal. There is going to be money on the table to be won from clients who are going to look to organizations who operate responsibly and who provide value. All of my training does that. So if you want to talk, reach out. And for those of you who did support me in 2020, thank you so much again. We'll talk to you soon, okay? Cheers.